Silly video time. I just spent technically, because I didn't close my grill, over a half an hour grilling a steak, a not cheap steak. And the moment I take it off the grill and put it on a plate, it literally just, my hand slipped and it fell right on the goddamn outside ground. I have to throw it out. Why am I saying this? Because what are the emotions that are kicking in all of a sudden? Anger, frustration, tightness in the chest, throat closing. Why? Because I just wasted a half an hour of my life. I'm one of those people who's very sensitive to that kind of waste. When there's food that just falls on the ground after spending like the last hour of my life preparing for this, to now still be hungry. And the thoughts are, go out to eat and spend 30, 40 bucks on a meal. Go out and have some junk food. Go out and do this, go out and do that. And I know, logically, that, well, it was probably a pound. So I literally just wasted a half an hour of my life, and based on the cost of that sirloin steak, about $7.50. So it's easy to rationalize how absurd of who cares? It's just $7.50. Who cares? You got to spend a half an hour in the sun. But my body, my biology, my physical being is angry. My physical being is emotional. My physical being is pissed off about what just happened. And why am I recording this? Why am I saying this? Why is my shirt off? Because vitamin D is great. Sunlight is great. Got to get crispy. Unlike my crispy steak, which just ended up on the crispy ground, and I'm still bothered by it. But why am I saying this? Why am I recording this? Why am I sharing this? Because we're not aware oftentimes of where our emotions come from. We're not even aware that we have the emotions that are bothering us. And it leads us, especially when we're triggered, to impulsive behaviors that can be detrimental, to slippery slope. Now I want to go get some, fuck my dairy allergy, let me go get some Quest cookies. Or fuck my money situation, let me go to the fucking Korean barbecue and spend another 45 minutes cooking my food. Let me go to the sushi place and get a whole shit ton of carbs that I'm trying not to eat too many of, and get all you can eat sushi. Those are the thoughts that run through. But most of us aren't stopping and saying, stop. It happened. It happened already. This is what radical acceptance is on some level. This is what they taught me in dialectical behavior therapy. That a kid runs into the street and gets hit by a car and dies. And the question they ask us is, should that have happened? And it's very emotional to hear that. Oh my God, you're saying a kid should have been hit by a car? And that's not the point. The point is, I just spent a bunch of time, a bunch of gas on my grill, grilling a fucking steak that cost $7.50, and a half an hour to an hour of my time to have it just fall on the ground. And now I'm wasting more time, quote unquote, saying this. It happened. It's done. And now I have to spend time letting my emotions process and all the breathing techniques and all that stuff for something that is obviously, logically, not a big deal, but emotionally very much could have impacted the rest of my day over something that is easy to logically say is nothing, but in reality feels like something. So I'm saying this to remember, especially to those of us with drug addictions that we're fighting, and alcoholism and food addiction. Be mindful as much as you can about sometimes the absurdity of what gets us upset. Because oftentimes that emotions lead us to behaviors that are rabbit holes that can take years to get out of, simply because a goddamn steak fell on the ground. I got plenty more steak in the fridge. I got frozen hamburger patties. I got onions. I got sweet potatoes. I got plantains. I got fish. I got money to go out to eat if I really want to just say fuck it. I don't have to be emotional about it, but I am. So when you're dealing with other people, that's the same thing to remember. That just because you think when something is absurd doesn't mean it feels absurd to them, and it won't feel absurd to you when you're going through it either. I love you all.